Have you ever looked at someone's smile and felt that something behind it was breaking quietly? It's strange how good people become experts at pretending. They laugh, they nod, they say, "I'm fine," and the world believes them because it wants to. But inside, there's a silent earthquake, a storm that no one else can see, because pretending to be fine is sometimes easier than explaining why you're not. This is the psychology of people who wear peace as armor, those who look strong but are quietly holding themselves together.
Look around and you'll see them everywhere. In coffee shops, offices, classrooms, homes. They're the ones who say, "Don't worry about me," who listen to everyone else's pain, but never talk about their own. They know how to smile at the right time, how to change the topic when the air gets heavy. They've learned the art of appearing okay, not because they want to deceive anyone, but because they're tired of being misunderstood. Sometimes they're afraid that if they open up, their pain will make others uncomfortable. Other times, they fear that their truth will sound too small compared to the world's louder problems. So, they stay quiet. And their silence becomes a language, one that says, "I'm surviving. Don't worry about me." Psychologically, pretending to be fine is a defense mechanism, a way to maintain control when emotions feel too chaotic to handle. It's rooted in avoidance and self-protection. When a person has been dismissed, judged, or hurt before, they learn that vulnerability isn't always safe. So they hide their feelings, not out of weakness, but survival. In psychoanalysis, this is called emotional masking, a coping strategy to keep the world from seeing your raw edges. People who pretend to be fine often have high empathy. They care deeply about not becoming a burden. They've learned that peace in others is more important than honesty in themselves. But over time, this constant pretending takes a toll. The emotional labor of holding everything in creates a quiet exhaustion, the kind you can't sleep away. The nervous system stays alert, always performing calmness while the heart screams for rest. Psychologists call this emotional suppression, and it slowly reshapes a person's identity. You start believing that you are what you show, until one day you forget how to feel freely at all. That's when silence becomes a habit, and pretending to be fine becomes a personality. Imagine a candle in a glass jar, burning beautifully, but using its own oxygen to stay alive. That's what emotional suppression feels like. You shine for others, but inside, your air runs thin. Or think of a mirror, cracked, yet reflecting perfectly from a distance. That's the paradox of people who seem fine. They appear complete, but only because you're not looking close enough. In dreams, they walk through empty rooms, where the light falls softly on furniture, where the air smells like memories, where they sit beside their thoughts, quietly rebuilding their strength. They find peace in small rituals, making tea, writing in silence, looking out the window as the sun sets. These are not escapes, they're rehearsals for hope. Behind every "I'm fine" is a small prayer that someone will notice without asking, that someone will see them without making them explain. Music deepens slightly. The truth is, pretending to be fine doesn't make you weak. It's a sign of resilience, of trying to carry light in dark places. But healing begins the moment you stop performing and start feeling. It starts when you let silence turn into words, when you let your truth breathe, even if your voice shakes. You don't have to confess everything to everyone. You just need one safe space, one person, one moment, one page in a notebook where you can say, actually, I'm not fine. That honesty is not the opposite of strength, it is strength. It's the point where your heart begins to rebuild itself, brick by brick, softly and slowly. Because being fine is not the goal, being real is.
So next time someone says, "I'm fine," listen with your eyes, not just your ears. Notice the small tremor in their smile, the silence between their words. And if you're the one pretending, remember, it's okay to rest. You don't have to hold the world together all the time. There's beauty in letting go, in sitting quietly with your truth. Because even the people who seem strongest deserve to be seen, not for their silence, but for their courage to keep going.